All right, guys, we're back. It's Wednesday, and we got a new Comic Gains drop list for you. We have two eBay buys, so stick with it. We got an awesome episode for you. Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, exciting episode of Comic Gains. If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this princess, the leopard princess, doing that princess wave. Looking very lovely today, like usual. I don't know where Coco went, but make sure to bow down twice.
The leopard princess. Yeah. That's funny. Okay. All right, guys. So, like I said, today is Wednesday, and we're having some awesome success and ton of fun doing these Comic Game drop lists. So we got 5 new ones for you. These are 5 books that were hot in the week of April 1st, 2021. None of these are a joke either. And they have all gone significantly down. So, and this week's list had 2 big surprises on it where we were looking through them together and we were like, there's no way these 2 dropped. No. But we researched them anyways, and they did. And I was like, holy cow. I can't believe 2 of these books dropped. And we have 2 eBay purchases. So one from the princess, one from myself. And we'll see if I'm having any better luck with our eBay buys lately. We got another manila envelope that says Fragile on it, so we'll see how this turned out.
Don't bend, guys. Please, don't bend.
Please don't bend. One thing that you can't bend until you finish is...
a beer.
A beer!
And this is a never had, at least I don't remember. I could have drank it before, but down. It's an Avid Cider Co. It's a dragon fruit Northwest apple cider plus dragon fruit.
Doesn't that sound good? Dragon fruit?
Yeah. And...
got a cool dragon on it, too.
Where's it from? I'm trying to figure out where it's from. Oregon cider.
Wichita.
Producer of the year. Okay, well, let's say it's Oregon. Yeah, this is what looks great artwork.
Yeah, it's almost like you want that on your arm as a tattoo.
Yeah, well, it could. It might happen, guys.
You did get a face tattoo.
No, face tattoo. It's so... I don't know. It's not for me anyways. All right, let's get into this. That point, too. Oh, yeah. That's delicious. Yeah.
How is
it? Really good.
Is it
really
good?
Okay. You can really taste the dragon fruit.
Really? Is there a little bit of seeds in it?
No seeds.
Okay. No
it's
seeds?
Unfiltered. Like, No, thank you.
All right. Okay, guys. So let's kick it off. So basically, I was spending the Comic Gains drop list are books that were hot 1 year ago. And then these are kind of where they're at 1 year later. And mainly, we're going off CGC 9.8 prices. So give you a good idea of whether or not we should be looking out for them. So first up on the list, we have Superboy number 9 from 1994, and I know you guys all remember this one. This is the first full appearance of King Shark. Now, this book was getting hot, obviously, because the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie was coming out. We know Sylvester Stallone got casted as the character in this movie. Overall, like, cool book. Pretty cool story to have him come out. You know, King Shark was a lot cooler than, who was the crocodile guy?
Oh, Killer Croc.
Oh, Killer Croc, yeah. At least in the movie, turned out turned out a lot cooler in the movie. So it's an interesting, obviously, of all the suicide people, King Shark was one of the ones that didn't die in the movie. So there is a little room for there. So we'll kind of see. I know they're going to have a sequel or upcoming movie or a TV show, but it is Sylvester Stallone, so it's kind of hard to say if he'd want to do a whole show as King Shark. But Zach, what are the numbers on this?
Good see that. So the numbers are pretty devastating for Superboy number 9. So the high a year ago, the first sale of that year was $473 for a CGC 9.8. Now, one just sold for $175.
Ugh.
It hurts. The range over the entire year is $100 to $473, average $272. An interesting thing, a DCU variant sold for $800. That was the high for that.
In a 9.8?
Yeah, DC Universe.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that DC Universe.
Yeah, if you can go for $300, I wouldn't be too mad at you for doing that. But everything else is a no buy. Don't buy this book. I mean, it has a chance unless you get a screaming deal. Don't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't make that mistake. I think we found that one at a thrift shop, so I don't feel so bad buying that.
What?
Yeah, thrift shopping. Okay, next up on the list, this was one of the big surprises too, because when we were looking at the list, it was like, no way this is going to be down in value. No way. How could this have gone down in value? But we got Avengers Annual number 10 from 1981, Al Milgrom cover, first appearance of Rogue, first appearance of Madeline Pryor. Later, to become Goblin Queen. First cover of Mystique. I would say the reason this book was hot a year ago is going to be because everyone's anticipating the new Captain Marvel movie. And a year ago, they were like, hey, grab all these X-Men keys that were going on there attached to the MCU. They just got the rights back to X-Men. But a lot of people, I know we were all speculating that Rogue's first appearance was going to be in the new Captain Marvel movie because it makes sense if they do the whole drain the power thing, they bring her into the story. But I would say now that's mostly out the window. Because we know now, like, they brought in Kamala Khan, and they made the movie title The Marvels. So we know, like, Monica Rambeau, Kamala Khan, and Captain Marvel are going to be huge characters. Why would they throw Rogue into the mix? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense now that they would even use her in this movie, if at all, attached to Captain Marvel. So that has, we were really surprised how low this book dropped. So what do you got, Zach?
So 1 year ago, $2,999.99. Now,
CGC 98.
98.
Yeah.
All of it's in 98 unless I say otherwise. And then it's already all the way down to 1,400. And that's still not too bad. It's about half. So, it still hurts. Or a little more than half.
Mm-hmm.
The range is $791 to $2,424.99.
About the 790.
Yeah. And the average is $1,596.46. I would say buy this book because it's going to go up on average.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It might take you some time, but it'll go up.
Yeah. First Rogue's never going to stay down. It's a great book. So, yeah. Now is the low point. Try and jump back in at the low point.
I would say so.
I was surprised how cheap we got that regular one for. The raw one went pretty cheap. I was like, wow, I thought this would have been at least $150 to get that book.
Should be more than that.
Should be more than that. So keep an eye out for that one. Good one. All right. Next up, we're trying to mix it up a little bit. So we do have Shadecraft #1. This is from Image Comics, 2021 book. This was hot 1 year ago, obviously, because they announced during this book coming out that it was optioned for Netflix status in 2021. So it was only a 5-book series to start with. And it just jumped up. Like, as soon as it came out, I think the first issue came out, and they were like, hey, Netflix wants to pick this up. And we were like, okay, this is going to be hot right off the bat when we were getting it. But it's also a great story. So it's like a young girl that learns that she has like shadow powers where she can kind of control shadows. And then as she's doing that, she learns that her family also has similar powers. Her mom has the same powers as her. Her brother's actually in a coma and becomes like a shadow person at the same time, which is kind of cool. And they're all, throughout like the first 5 issues, they're kind of fighting shadow monsters, and the government's actually looking for them and trying to control them to do missions for bunch of cool stuff. I highly recommend reading this. The story ends on kind of a high note, and they even said at the end of the story, the writer's like, hey, we didn't know it was going to be successful, and like our artist got picked up by another story, so we have to go on hiatus for a while. But just a cool book overall, but it did lower significantly from what it was a year ago. What do you got, Zach?
Yeah, it's not too crazy, but it's from $76 a year ago to $51. Not too big of a change, but the range is interesting. It's $32.55 to $149.95. So at the high, $150. The low, $32.
Yeah.
Like, oh God. But about 51. Average is 67. I would say buy, because you buy it for $50. Probably another couple of years, it'll be $100. Double in a couple of years. Why not? That's not a bad book at all.
Yeah. That definitely, it's kind of one of those things you don't know. It got options, so maybe you don't know when the show's going to come out, if it even ever. I would think if Netflix bought it, it's probably going to come out. So definitely keep an eye out for it. But great book. And Zach's been on the hunt for this for a while. He's almost pulled the trigger like twice on a 9.8 on this book.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, next up on the list, I think these last 2 books we don't actually own. I wish we did own them, but we don't own them. But next up on the list was Amazing Spider-Man 316 from 1989. And the awesome cover. 3rd appearance of Venom. And this is strange. I don't even know if they've ever done this before. First full cover appearance of Venom. Did it ever done that before where there's like a partial cover and then a full cover?
Because if you remember, it's like just a little
it's like
Venom
his head in the other.
315.
Yeah. But it's weird. I don't know. But that's how they label it. So, Todd McFarlane is probably Venom's most iconic cover by far. Obviously, he's not on 300. So this is probably like his best cover that he's on. This was a little bit of a strange one because this is another one we were like, there's no way this book went down. I didn't understand at first why it would have gone down. But obviously, Let There Be Carnage was coming out around this time, or more being announced. People were anticipating it, so a lot of Venom keys were going up. I know 300's just been going through the roof. So this is kind of the next best thing to the 300. I know when we first kind of got back in collecting, 300s were about like what, 200 raw, 250 raw.
Yeah,
now they're like,
about that.
You can't get like a decent copy for under 500 raw. So if you're looking at 316's your next best bet. And what are the numbers on this guy, Zach?
Yeah, so year ago, $1,675. Now, $700.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was surprised.
Dropped more than half. Oh, ouch. The range, 520 to 3,383. That was for a newsstand. A direct is 1826. But wow, yeah, that's a big range. Average 1318. I would say buy right now. It's a bargain right now. It's gonna double in probably a year or maybe a little bit longer than that. It's bargain price right now.
Yeah, this is one of the cool reasons I like doing this list, because this is a book that I don't own that's on my kind of pseudo grail list, I guess you'd call it, the 316. I actually thought it was out of my price range. Because like I was looking and getting this book a year ago, and I'm like, I need to get this book. Everyone's getting this book. It's on all the hot lists. It's just going to go crazy. And I was like, too expensive. I couldn't pull the trigger. Now I'm thinking like, we did this list. I'm like, why am I not looking for this book right now? I might need to look for this book if it's that cheap.
I have to grab it.
Yeah, it's like, this is the time. So, it's working out really well. All right, next and last on the list is Thundercats, number 1. Thunder! Ho! So, Thundercats, number 1 from Star Comics, 1985, guys. This is an awesome run through the list here. First appearance of the Thundercats: Lion-O, Chitara, Panthera, Tigra, Wily Cat, Wily Kit, and Snarf. Do the voice, Dad.
Snarf.
And the villain, Mum-Ra.
The ever-living.
Yeah, the ever-living Mum-Ra.
Yeah, it's a freaking
so,
that part.
this is kind of like back when all those like 80s nostalgia stuff was going crazy. You had like TMNT was going nuts, even though it was already nuts. It was going nuts. He-Man was going crazy. Thundercats was going crazy. Smurfs was going crazy. Did Smurfs go crazy?
Not really.
Some stuff. We were anticipating Smurfs, but it did not.
Yeah,
but anyway, they did announce there's a movie announcement for this where the director attached is the same one that did King Kong versus Godzilla. So maybe it's good. I don't know. That was a halfway decent movie. But this is this was kind of a surprise too. I didn't think this wouldn't have gone down. Zach was like, no way this book's going down, but it went down. And for me, out of all like the 80s cartoons, this is one of the ones that was actually good. Like had a good story. Like I've rewatched He-Man as much as I like He-Man back in the day. He-Man was not good. It was not good at all. Even some of the stuff like G.I. Joe wasn't that good of a storyline either when you watch it. There's a lot of like, remember to recycle at the end of the stuff.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, all that good stuff. But what do you got numbers on this one, Zach?
So the range is, not the range. A year ago, $1,650. Now, $950.
Mm-hmm.
The range is $798 to $2,550.
Crazy.
Average $1,475.16. If you like the Thundercats and you got some extra money jingling around in your pocket, I would say buy it. But if you don't, pass it unless you see a cool raw cover for like, a cool book that's not graded for, steal the deal. I'd say that.
It could stick around. And don't forget, there's a bunch of covers because there's the regular direct, they have a newsstand, they have a Canadian price range, there's a second print, there's a third print. It goes on forever. So it's one of those things. I mean, Thundercats is kind of here to stay, so it's hard to say if they do the movie, if it's going to, may go back down. But I think it'll get to a leveling point where it'll at least stay at that for the time being.
I mean, there's going to be the whole TV show, anime series, kind of 80s nostalgia, like G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Thundercats, and a couple other ones that are going to be like, okay, this is the grill. These are the books to get for that kind of
era,
category, kind of thing.
For sure. Sure.
But that would probably be close to the bottom on the list.
Yeah. You got to be a fan. Otherwise, you're not. Or not be born in the 80s. So, all right. Let's get into some of these eBay gains. So, this one here, I purchased a book off eBay. And I've been wanting to get this, but Zach got one a while ago. And I was wanting to get one too. And funny thing, right after I got this, it started showing up again on all the hot lists. So we'll see. Maybe a year from now, we'll tell you it was a bad idea to buy this book. I don't think so, though. But it could. It definitely could drop down. I think this book is criminally underpriced.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense why it's this low. So we'll pull it out, see. Hopefully it's in a manila envelope, so we'll see. This isn't too bad. Bubble wrap. And people are like getting all about that 2 pieces of cardboard.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, yeah. It's not the best thing.
Like,
let's go Gemini.
It's like a cheap man's Gemini, but whatever.
Pay the slightly under the dollar price, and you're not going to hear too many people complain about it.
Yeah, this one's, at least they use some pretty heavy-duty corrugated cardboard. So, interesting story with this one. It wasn't labeled like super, super high grade, so we'll see. You kind of got to like play that by ear, see what you get, but see. Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay. I was like, is it coming out of the bag?
Yeah. Maybe we should do like a how to ship books in 2022. Same thing with the CGC grading stuff. Yeah, how to do that 2022.
Okay. I'm getting there. I'm doing it. We're doing it. Coco's having fun outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It is a Marvel .1 first appearance of Sam Alexander. Oh, cool. It's really high grade. Okay. It looks good. Zach will look over it closer. But so this is the other Marvel .1, not to be mistaken with the first Kamala Khan, but just criminally underrated book, guys. I mean, you've got first appearance of Sam Alexander, the second Nova, questionably the more popular one of the two. No offense to anyone that likes Ryder, but and I didn't even know about this till I just looking up today. It's the first appearance of the Defender Doctor Strange, which is that version of him they're using in the new Doctor Strange movie. I didn't even know that when I bought it. I wanted it for the Kid Nova aspect. I mean, it's, if you want to call it its sister book, the Kamala Khan book, it's like, what, Zach, $250 raw? $200 raw for the Kamala Khan?
Yeah, the Kamala Khan
at least
so crazy.
This book is like a $30, $40 book.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And he's just as popular. One of the founding members of the Champions. Him, Miles, and Kamala, he's the only one not getting any love. I don't know why. And people like how he's written too. Like his attitude is really cool and fun. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe a year from now you'll see it on our drop list. I don't know.
As soon as they do more of the Nova stuff, that issue's just gonna go off. It's gonna take off.
Yeah.
Even if they don't show them right away.
And they said like Marvel, Kevin Feige wants to use Nova in the MCU. They just haven't said which one it's going to be. I don't know. I almost kind of want them to use the older one first. That way they can transition it later on into Sam Alexander. But if they're bringing Kamala and Miles in, they might have to use the younger one.
Yeah, it might be it just might make sense to have a younger team. I mean, if you get like someone that's older, then you gotta like kind of, eventually they're going to retire. Eventually they don't want to do it anymore. And when you get like a younger person, they might want to do it for a fairly long time. So, yeah, maybe you get a better return on your investment.
Coco wants to come back inside.
Coco got to wait.
She got to wait. All right. So next up, we got a eBay purchase from the Princess, and she's picking up another slab. Ooh, I like this. It's a CBCS authorized signature, but we've got it's hard. I'm not really used to. Oh, there it is. Spider-Gwen #1. This is the J. Scott Campbell exclusive, Denver Comic-Con exclusive, signed by J. Scott Campbell in a 9/8 CBCS. Is where they say witness or authorized. They usually say that on there, right?
Is that top left, I think?
Authenticated. So that means they watched it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Cool.
Verified is like...
I'm not actually sure if it's worth more value one way or the other. If anyone's... I bet eventually they're going to decide that the authenticated is worth less than the witnessed, right?
Well, no. Well, isn't authenticated? Verified is...
verified, yeah.
I think
I
authenticated...
don't know. We're getting more into CBCS.
And I will say usually. They did it the same way, if I'll see it after the Princess shows it. I think is that if it's authenticated at a con, it will actually say what con it is.
Oh, yeah.
And the date on it. CGC used to do that too. Oh, yeah. They're right there.
Is that Denver?
Signed by Jason Campbell at Denver Comic-Con.
Oh, I thought it was a Denver Comic-Con exclusive. It's the Rups one on the back, right?
Wait, what?
Rups Comics. Oh, Rups Comics. Eh?
Yeah, that's where you could buy it online. So the thing is, like, CGC used to do this too, where it actually showed the date and the place. Now they don't do that anymore. It might be.
They ain't got time for that.
No,
They ain't got no time for that.
And there's a couple first appearances. Wow. Actually, there's a cameos of first. Wow, that's
very nice book.
Underrated. Very underrated.
Very underrated. All right, guys, that's going to wrap the show up for you today. As usual, if you like the show, love the show, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you always know when new things are going down. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this week's drop list. Let us know what you think about the 2 eBay purchases we bought. Anything else going through your mind? We love hearing your thoughts. And Zach, you got anything else you want to share?
Not at this time. I'm just thinking about that. Okay, you gotta be someone that's in a normal universe and you decide to go to another universe. No, and you don't decide. You live in another universe, but it's a different person and you got superpowers. That's how you become Spider-Gwen. Let's just do that.
What about Snowflame?
Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about
Don't get into the Snowflame.
Yeah, this is a kid's show.
All right, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember.
Get those gates!
Yeah.
Bam!